Okay. A regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for the Town of Green Mountain Falls will come to order at this time. The date is Tuesday, June the 15th at 7. Oh, June 2nd, 2015. June 2nd, 2015, and the time is 7:09. Please note that Trustee Butts is not here with us this evening. However, all other trustees are present, and we do have. So welcome. At this time, let's stand for the pledge. Trustee Clinton,
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic.
Wrap it out there for a little bit. So we're glad you. Summer has officially kicked off. We have some summer folks in as well. Welcome. And are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to this agenda?
I have a request for executive session for
Okay. Okay, and I would also like to add an executive session as well. So, so Trustee Quinn, let's add your executive session under 9E. We're going to add an executive session under 24-2 to B to seek legal advice regarding specific legal questions under 9E.
I would request that occurs early.
Okay, so then let's move that executive session to after public, after CDOT. Is CDOT here? Karen? Hi, you're here. Welcome to Green Mountain Falls.
Thank you.
So let's put Karen with CDOT first. After, let's put her prior to public input, you guys, so she can get out of here. Okay, and then executive session after public input. Okay. And then I would like to add another executive session tonight. And I would like to make that 9E. Seek legal advice under section 24-4024B to seek legal advice regarding legal questions. So that would be 9 as well. Okay, there to approve the agenda as moved.
So, board also drafted, of course, it's toward the end of the late hour resolution that's been set, table settings there. It's resolution 2014-6-2. Designation, designated an official newspaper for all legal publications. I suggest that
So the town attorney would like to do it this year rather than last year. 2015 seems good.
at least some of my intentions. So yeah, make that correction. Suggest that gets added.
Under new business essentially.
Yeah.
So that would be D. Resolution, I don't have a copy. 20-6-2A. So, motion is time to entertain agenda as. Okay, any discussion on that? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Opposed? Item 4 is a consent agenda to approve the Board of Trustees 2019 and the bills run for May 20th, 2015. Second, for June 2nd, or by Trustee Ellis. hard to hear in that.
Sorry.
We need speakers. Yeah, speak out. Yeah, we just need to get them connected. Okay, board, are there any comments or questions about the consent agenda? No? Okay. So we will approve the agenda as presented. I'm sorry, the consent. Or, yeah, the consent agenda. So moved. Second. Okay, all those in favor vote by saying aye. Aye, opposed. At this time, we have a special guest, Karen Rowe from CDOT, is here to discuss protocols for Highway 24. Welcome, welcome up
Thank
to the
you.
mountains. Here.
Yeah, sure. I took the other entrance and drove through town. It was beautiful. It's a great day, isn't
It is summer is good.
it? Nice. Now, I brought a few handouts, a one-page summary and a map, and so I whether to get this out or not. And the protocol is to hand it out to people. Or
You can hand it out to the board, a couple of instances here.
Okay.
Classes.
And I did have a control in the audience. Oh, yeah, yes. And I'll see, we may have an extra map. I'll just have, a few extra ones here. Here's the, so this is kind of just a one, I'll go over it and then, but I'll go over the stuff with some of the visual. And then I'll take questions too. So yeah, I'm here to really answer any questions you have, but I specifically wanted to reach out to you because I know last year we had a lot of closures on 24, and they were called amphibious closures, meaning that nothing had happened, but we wanted to say just in case anything happened. And that was from the flooding event that happened in 2015, where the water came onto the highway. And about 3 feet the highway and rushed down. So in 2014, we didn't have enough information to know what was safe to open the highway to or not. So we have since done analysis by our consultant, and they have said it's pretty safe. It's very safe unless there's mud. Last year, I think we had like 13 preemptive closures of one event, meaning that one thing happened through that. So this time, we have certain measures that will set people up to monitor the area when it hits a certain rainfall level or over so many days, it reaches a certain amount, and then we'll watch it to see if a mudflow event happens, and if that does, then we have some gates in place that we can put down and close the road. So we're only closing the road if there's an actual debris rockfall event is the main thing. And the main area that we made sure was safe now is the Wallow Canyon or Williams Canyon, I think, area. And all a 6-foot culvert. And what happened in that flooding event is it came down from the fire and blocked that culvert. And the water couldn't get through, and instead of going under the highway, it went up onto the highway. Now since then, we've called box culvert, and upstream from that, we have what's called debris basins, or basically dips in the mountainside, and netting up, meaning that if there's a big amount of trees that come down, the netting would stop the trees before it gets down to the mobile device, and any mud or flow would come into the basin area before it reaches the highway. So in that case in particular, we did a big project and made sure we had measures in place so we weren't worried about the water coming through. What we call 4.C, which is Fern Gulch there, and that's between Cascade and Green Mountain Falls, is probably the area where we're getting the most things come that decomposed granite come down onto the highway. And when our engineers looked upstream from that, they said there's more to come. There's not much we can do to vegetate it. I mean, you guys kind of know at least this material to know that there's not a lot you can grow on there. And then a lot of the areas it's coming from are very steep. So, you know, even if you tried to plant it, it wouldn't stick. So that's mainly the items I wanted to tell you about. If we do close it, so there were a few closures this year so far, but that one's been hail. That coming up, right? I guess that's the only closure so far this year. And if you go to our website, cotrip.org, and/or website there, I'd say CODOT, that's coloradodot.gov. We have a website called Projects US 24U Path. We also have things at the bottom of the website, and one's a little cell phone. You can click on that cell phone and you can get text alerts or emails, and we have a success US 24U Path. And that way we send or emails as soon as anything happens along this corridor. So, and generally what I do is I sign up for that, and my staff sends me emails, and I make sure that they're forwarded. So it'll tell you when the road shuts down. It'll tell you when it opens up.
So Karen, what is that website again?
It's on here. There's two, I think, that have the little cell phone. cotrip.org. That's the one if you're anywhere, or if you want to know whether it's open or closed, that's the best one. We have like a general website for Colorado DOT, and that's codot.gov. So really at this time, that's what we're doing. And I'm curious if any other questions.
You got it. CCTV camera locations along the path.
Yes.
Are those available on the CO trip site and the other?
They should be, cotrip.org. I think last time I heard there was a few of them that weren't up and running yet, but they could be now. I apologize. I usually like to check that out myself and see how it works. But they should be in that cotrip.org. I think we did run fiber up the we did. So have you tried them yet? Other people have. You can
Not
see
in a
it.
while.
Yeah, they just put them up recently. So they can show you whether cars are waiting or backed up. The only thing too is, hey, let's say we have an event, we generally do our estimated opening because we don't know if another mudslide is going to follow. What we do is if we know it's going to be a while and the mudslide is see, and there's nothing going on between Cascade and Cave of the Winds, we're going to shut down Cave of the Winds, Cascade, and Green Mountain Falls. If there's no event between Cascade and Green Mountain or Cave of the Winds, they will then open that gate up, keep it shut at Cascade, and detour people around to get them. So, if it's going to be a long time and they know that there's nothing going on, initially we just shut everything down to make sure all the roads are safe and check them out.
That's great.
So, we're trying to make it.
And just to clarify, Fern Gulch then is the one across West.
Right.
From West.
They call it the pot shop. Now, the wellness.
Yeah, it's the bus.
Past bus, it's further on
Eagle's
down,
Nest.
further east.
Eagle's Nest. It's a little bit further down for bus. That's what I was
Swiss
thinking. It's
Nest.
at Eagle's Nest. And you may have seen we have a lot of trucks coming up there on the top of that hill. So I know our me out there and showed me. We just have a small little dip there that when it fills up, we take our dump trucks up and we're filling it up with our backhoe. So we kind of know if there is a mud flow, we'll see it coming before the highway. We'll know a little bit in advance, and we are trying to clean that out as much as we can to make sure it doesn't come onto the highway.
Board, do you have any questions for Karen at all? Karen, we appreciate the work you've done and the dates and everything. You guys have been really doing a good job out there monitoring the city. Obviously,
Oh, good.
Everybody sees me, but I gave when it comes up.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time and effort up there. Crews are doing a good job. I didn't know if you wanted to take questions from the audience.
Okay, do it just a second, so. Okay. We have
Well, I'm going to comment. I want to say that CDOT has done a fantastic job of taking care of this. I really appreciate the fact that they're on it. Something happens up here and there here. Not just their individual state guys are working their tail off.
It can be a bud. Thank you. That's very nice.
Okay, anyone else?
Okay, I guess yes, sir.
I wanted to ask real quick, you said you contacted texts and emails, and you're gonna shut down 24. Do you guys do any real-time updates or anything, like on social media, or like stuff down in the Springs, we need to get back up?
I have a Facebook and Twitter account, and I'm trying to work on the public relations group so that they do post this through Twitter and Facebook.
Do another social media?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So, just check it out. I just don't know if these alerts specifically will be on Facebook and or Twitter. They might be. But if you go there, there's all these little icons down the lower corner, and the little cell phone will be for the cell phone and emails that I'm for. And then, I can't guarantee that Facebook and Twitter will do it, but that was our intent, was to have it on there.
Yes.
I get the alerts through a service called Mixel. And they are extremely timely. Like sometimes I've been sitting there in the line and I get the text and then the gate opens. I mean, it's like that fast.
Good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and the only thing with Nixle, we had a miscommunication with the Rockfall too, in terms of they said one thing and we said something else. That was the only thing that happens. And I know that's not an official CDOT thing, but and then they made it.
What information come through? Is it just opening and closing, or will you tell people, hey, we might be moving people over to the other lane and having double traffic that way, or anything like that?
Yeah, any kind of update, we would send something out. On that website are things too that you can sign up or sign off, but there are things that you can sign up for, and they'll tell you when a lane's closed, or things are open, but there's one specifically for you pass, and generally send something out. Sometimes we'll send out news if you know of lane closures or things going on. Like with I-25 recently, we filled a lot of potholes. We send out something on that. I know they're going to be trying to fill some of the potholes if this rain holds off on 24 and I-25.
Has that been the major delay on the potholes, the rain? Okay.
So that's part of the problem is that we can't, when it's wet like that, or we know it's gonna rain, as soon as we fill it in, it's gonna pop back up. So sometimes they try to do it anyway, but a lot of times they just don't do it because they know the rain.
Well, I quit saying bad things.
It's a pretty bad year for potholes for everyone, as you notice, and limited transportation funds. One thing I would say CDOT does prioritize maintaining the existing system, meaning that we put a lot of our transportation dollars into paving projects and things that bridges and things like that. We don't have very many improvement projects, but we are starting on I-25 Cimarron, so eventually we'll be pretty excited about that. You guys know the back roads, the other entrances on I-25. So that would be a very exciting project.
On Cimarron, would you just take a minute and read these phase 0?
Yeah.
Just so we can explain.
Yeah, so I-25 Cimarron had our groundbreaking, but there's something called the phase 0 where the contractor is getting going now. I don't know if you've been through that intersection, a lot of trees are cut down. If you come off that off ramp to come here, you can look straight ahead. We're traffic coming down there. Now, all this work in phase 0 is all offline, meaning that they'll do utility, ramp building, and no impact to traffic. And that'll be until March. There'll be a lot of construction in the area, but traffic won't be impacted at all. And then their phase 1, they'll like move traffic over like that southbound off ramp will then come straight I-25 and come and hit Cimarron rather than looping around. And so that would be open in phase 1. And ultimately, you know, there'll be shifts around after that, after March 2016, and we should be fully operational, meaning that traffic will be flowing, maybe we have some landscape be finishing up and things like that, but by December 27th. So it'll look a little bit like odds. Also Pueblo and Capitol too, so it's going to be pretty similar to the bottom, more lane, so it'll have more capacity. Yeah.
We've been waiting for this.
And there is a website for it's under our CDOT.gov projects that you can put in on. I'm sure it'll pop up there too. So if you want to see progress or pictures or things like that, and then bring all that, it'll be helpful. And I'll hand this up to you. Yeah.
We saw it the other day, as we can. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Come back anytime here. Moving right along, public input for items not listed on the agenda. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Are there any comments with items not on the agenda? Anyone tonight? Okay.
Oh, sorry, one question.
Yes.
Who's in charge of the front of the post office, the parking area in front of the post office? The post office says they're not. And it's getting pretty dangerous. Exposed rebar and the parking things are all out of shape there. It's town land. I just wondering maybe we could get some street right. That's going. Thank you.
Okay, any other public comments or items not on the agenda? Yes.
I'm Dick Bratton, 11190 Hondo Avenue. I just wanted to say after standing up here imploring you to do something about the Ducks and Geese. I'm pleased to see it on the agenda because of interest to many people who came here tonight. I hope, Madam Mayor, you will allow them to make comments.
Any other comments or questions for the board? Okay, moving right along. The board did add an executive session. At this time, we will recess our regular meeting, Board of Trustees at 7:34 for next. Oh, we need a vote to go in. So, is there a motion or a vote? Okay,
Second.
any discussion on that? Okay, then at this time,
And just so the record, pursuant to Colorado Mine Statute 24-6-4B, in order to enter an executive session, you need 2/3 board vote. We need to identify who would like to. My suggestion would be well, have a
Can you guys talk louder?
cannot hear.
We can't hear a thing.
It's like loud.
So,
Please.
certainly, it's pursuant to 24-6-402 subpart 4B, legal advice regarding specific legal questions. In order to enter an executive session, you need a majority vote, which you have a motion in a second, so once you vote. But the motion also needs to identify who you'd like to participate in the executive session. My suggestion would be that your town attorney and your town clerk come, as well as your assistant clerk, so that when your town clerk's not here at the next meeting, she's up to speed as well.
Any discussion board? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? To executive session at 7:05. And so we'll just ask if you guys to please wait out there.
Intermission.
Intermission. Thank you.
Can you?
Remember the intermission? We're gonna. Sorry about that.